how's everyone doing today? I'm Anthony. I'm back for another video, and today I'm doing my second episode of This Week in Polls, or This Week in Polling, where I just look at the polls that have come out in the last week and interpret them, tell you what I think they mean, and what significance they play for the 2020 election. Before I say that, though, I do want to say today is Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to all the veterans and everyone out there. Um, yeah, just happy Memorial Day, and wish everyone the best, and hope everyone's staying healthy and safe during this very confusing and very stressful time. So, with that said, just start off about a week ago, last Monday, May 18th, general election, President Biden versus President Trump. Biden up 6 over Trump, 53-47. Job approval has Trump at 47 and disapprove at 53. The same results of the Biden versus Trump. So basically, everyone who disapproves of Trump is voting for Biden. And a few a few polls show the country's on the wrong track. Makes sense. We have some swing state polls. Arizona, President Trump losing to Joe Biden by 7. Virginia, President Trump losing to Biden by 12. Not really surprised there. Trump will probably lose in Virginia by a little smaller of a margin than 12, but it'll probably be a pretty big one for Biden. Tennessee, Trump is beating Biden by 17. Not much for surprise. Arizona, McSally beating Kelly by 13 points. Kelly winning is not a surprise, but by 13 points, by that margin, is a surprise. I think at the end of the day, Kelly wins that Senate race probably by about 2 to 4 points, somewhere in that range. I can't really do anything with the ad, so I have to just X them out. We have a few new polls that came out on Wednesday. CNBC showing a close race between President Trump and Joe Biden at 48-45. This is what I think the actual popular vote's going to end up being, because these head-to-head polls are what the popular vote is, and I think Trump's probably going to lose to Biden the popular vote by about 2 to 3 points. And 48-45 sounds about right, honestly. Trump loses to Biden on Quinnipiac, 50-39, plus 11 for Biden. Rasmussen, Biden's up 5 for Trump, 48-43. The Economist is Biden up Trump 47-42. So pretty much all these national polls pretty much agree that at least at the national level, Biden is ahead of Trump. Like, in terms of who's going to get the more votes of the whole country, Biden's going to win the national vote. President Trump job approvals, disapprove for most of them, actually all of them. Yeah, not much surprise. Democrat congressional vote for 2020, Democrats up 9 over Republicans. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen many congressional polls in the last 4 years that have shown Republicans up. And in a national environment in a presidential election, Democrats typically have higher turnout, so that makes sense that the congressional numbers favor the Democrats. For Thursday, May 21st, Democrats, Joe Biden over Trump 48-40. This is a Fox News poll. Fox News typically undervalues Republicans a little bit in their polls, and Democrats are about where they are. Maybe it's slightly overvalued, but about where they are usually. The Hill is a poll that has Biden beating Trump +1, 42-41. The state of Kentucky has Trump over Biden by 16. California has Biden over Trump by 28. State of Washington has Biden over Trump by 26. I really don't that makes sense. I don't really see Washington being contested. I know it seems almost every election cycle, a lot of Republicans think, will this be the time that Washington and Oregon will be close? I don't really think so. I think they're both going to go for Biden pretty solidly. And we have a few President Trump job approvals. Fox News has him down by 10, and The Hill has him tied. Those are interesting numbers there. Minnesota, this is interesting actually. Trump versus Biden. Biden's only up by 5. And what I interpret from that is that means Trump is within striking distance of potentially winning Minnesota. If it's +5, margin of error is probably 3.5 to 4%. So Trump's within a 1 to 2 point margin of being within the margin of error, which is very good news for him if he wants to go off and get Minnesota. And to be honest, he might need to get Minnesota. If Michigan or Pennsylvania continue to trend away from him, he might need to make more targets in Minnesota. And President Trump job approval ratings for today, Monday, May 25th. President Trump has a -12 approval rating, 43-55 according to Rasmussen. Direction of the country, 34 right direction, 60 wrong track, 26. So what I interpret from this, and I'll do the presidential job approval at the end of the video, but my interpretation from this is national election, nothing has changed. Joe Biden has led in the national polls pretty much since the start of this thing, and Typically, I do expect that because the Democrats have more registered people in the country over the Republicans, just because of cities like New York, Chicago, LA, big cities like that overweight the amount of Republicans in like rural states and like in other states around the country. So there are more Democratic voters closely compacted, and a lot of these polls are coming from like big cities, these national polls. So it doesn't make sense Joe Biden's winning the national vote. He'll probably win the national vote on election day. What I always say is important is you have to keep an eye on the state by state polls. That's where it gives you kind of the general what's going on. And Minnesota is probably the best news President Trump has. That if he's only down 5 in Minnesota, that's within striking distance. That's pretty much the only good poll I've seen from him in a state by state poll. Virginia being down by a lot. I mean, the days of Republicans winning Virginia are pretty much over. Like, the Republicans haven't won a statewide race there since I think 2010. And 2020 isn't going to break that trend in the presidential election year with an establishment candidate like Joe Biden as the candidate. That is Virginia written Democrat all over it. Virginia won't go for Trump. Kentucky will, but we pretty much expected that to happen. Washington State's not going to go to Trump without a doubt. Biden's going to win big there. California, we already knew about. I'm trying to see if there's any other state polls I missed. Oh, yeah, Arizona. Biden up 7 in Arizona. I'm always skeptical of the polls in Arizona because Arizona showed Hillary beating Trump back in 2016 too, and Trump ended up winning there on election day. However, in 2018, I will say this: the polls were pretty much spot on with Kirsten Sinema and Martha McSally, and I honestly didn't believe it because I'm like, why would like a Democrat winning in Arizona? We haven't seen that happen in a while, so I doubt that's going to happen. But nonetheless, it did, which is why this time around, I think Martha McSally will lose to Mark Kelly. I'm willing to make uh, that calculation right now. However, I don't really see President Trump losing Arizona yet. I still think President Trump overperforms McSally and wins Arizona by about a point or 2 points. I think it'll be decided after Election Day within like 2 or 3 days probably. But I still think that Arizona goes to President Trump at the end of the day. But I think the Senate race is definitely going to Mark Kelly at this time. And I think that's all the polls. I covered March 15th in my last video, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, those are all the new updated polls. I'll take a look at President Trump's job approval now. Sorry, it's taking a little second to load. Here we go. President Trump's job approval, he has 43.9% approve to 53.9% approve, so about a 10-point margin. What's happened since May 15th, May 14th? Last time I did this video, let's see, where's May 15th? May 14th, all right, May 14th is close enough. Let's go back to that. Okay, this does not want to work with me. All right, May 16th, whatever. President Trump at 46.4, Democrats 50 or disapproval. I'm so used to saying Republicans and Democrats in all these videos. 46 to 51. So Trump's approval went up and the disapproval went down. In this last week or so, the disapproval has started to go back up. It went up 2 points. The approval went down by about 2 or 3 points. So, the trend showing President Trump's approval going down. Not good for him, but if we see the economy begin to recover within the next month or so, his numbers will definitely go back up. But right now, if the country stays this way, if the country does not change from now to election day, mail-in ballot gets approved, and the economy is terrible, no one's working, which I don't think will happen. But if it does, Joe Biden will likely win under these situations. If things somewhat start to go back to normal, I think it's kind of a toss-up who wins. And if the economy really recovers and things get really great and all of a sudden everyone's working again, the economy's doing great, I'm pretty sure Trump's going to win re-election again. But that's a long way away. That's like, that'll probably, if that happens, that's like October or early November if that happens. But if it does, keep an eye on that. So I'd keep an eye on the economy to see what's going to happen in this election, whether Trump wins or Biden wins. Trump's job approval on the coronavirus. I showed this last time around, so I'll take a look at this again. Trump's approval of the coronavirus is kind of right up there. There's disapproval, 43.4 to 54.3. Let's see. Last week, it was May 15th. Where is it? There we go. May 15th, it was about 53.42. So it's about the same as the one last week. President Trump and his administration still disapproved of the handling of the coronavirus. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the polls that have happened in the last week or so. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to keep doing these videos every week or so. My goal is to probably do them. It honestly depends on how many polls come out. That's why I wanted to like get all the polls in because today I only had 2 that came out, so I didn't want to do it yesterday because there was a lot. So every week I'm gonna try to do it either on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I'm not really sure which day I want to stick with yet, but it's probably gonna be one of those 3 days. And within the next few days, I'll probably be doing another Senate video at some point. Maybe maybe a election prediction if President Trump's approval numbers don't go up. Maybe that could be an interesting video I could do. But yeah, look out for the coming days for new videos from me. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.